Welcome to Kidmissing TV. I am your host, Angelina Wilson. Before I start, if I seem a little distracted, it's because I just received a phone call that my aunt up in Maine has been transferred to the ICU after her blood pressure plummeted after her surgery. So I'm worried. And it doesn't help that I'm a couple 100 miles away. So, just so you know. Now, this is the case of the Polk County, Georgia Jane Doe. On September 16, 2003, firefighters were at a fire in Cedartown in Polk County. It was contained to one bedroom. There were 3 people inside the house. A male and a female were found deceased. A second male was found... Oh boy, hold on. Sorry about that, guys. That was my Sky Rizzy. We were talking about... And by the way, the home was on 7th Street. A male and a female were found deceased, and the second male was found alive but with severe injuries. All 3 victims had their hands bound behind their backs with duct tape, and all had gunshot wounds. The 2 male victims, Mr. Ventura and Mr. Vasquez, were identified in the following weeks after the fire. However, the female victim has never been identified. The man who was found alive sadly died 2 months later in the hospital. He never regained consciousness, so they could ask him. Jane Doe was Hispanic. She was between 15 and 25 years old, but believed to be on the younger side. She was believed to be about 5'1" and weighed about 101 pounds. Straight, short black hair, brown eyes. She was found without clothing but had a yellow metal earring in each earlobe. She died by a gunshot wound to the mouth. That almost sounds like somebody wanted her quiet. You didn't stay quiet. You know? Okay. There was a picture that they found at the scene that they felt could be Jane Doe, so they published it in October of 2003 in an issue of the Cedarton Standard, which is their local newspaper. Detectives said, and the woman in the photo was listed as a quote-unquote person of interest. Detective Malik explained, "We don't know if it's the victim, but we think it could be." Cedarton is the county seat of Polk County. It is in northwest Georgia, 60 miles from Atlanta. And it only has a population of 9,470 residents. And 22% are Hispanic. So it has about the same number of residents as the town I'm currently sitting in. And the fire was believed to be arson. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation assisted whoever killed them set fire to the residents and the bodies, although the GBI in NamUs says there was an explosion. But there's no mention of an explosion in any articles. One of the dead men was identified as a 17-year-old, originally from Guatemala. His family identified him. You bring your kid here for a better life, and That's what happens. You know. They're saying that they haven't gotten DNA from Jane Doe. I think they need to send her DNA to Othram. They think she might have been illegal, possibly from Guatemala. And since there's no records and there's probably no dental record here, it makes it difficult. In February of 2004, a 32-year-old man was charged with the murder of Jane Doe. Mr. Villanes Reyes of Cedartown was charged with the murders of all three individuals found in the house fire, along with several other crimes, including kidnapping, arson, and burglary. He was allegedly a part of a gang that operated in northwest Georgia trafficking methamphetamine. Throughout 2005, a total of 30 more of the alleged gang members were arrested in Polk County and neighboring Floyd County as a part of a sweep. They were responsible for a total of 5 murders. That's 50% of the murders in both counties. Now, a woman said she visited the home where he would deliver drugs to the young woman, and she knew her as Andrea. And she was buried in an unmarked grave, so they don't know. Now, they think that she was a child. Unless her family is illegal and afraid to come forward. Again, they were all shot in the mouth, so maybe he thought they talked. They said, someone somewhere thinks about Andrea and what might have become of her life. She was once a baby, a toddler, and a child. She would have had a favorite color, a favorite song, a special memory that never failed to make her smile. She deserves to have her identity. If you have any information, you can call 404-270-8151. That is the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, the GBI, at Decatur. 404-270-8151. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. My battery's dying. That is so very, very sad to me. Again, some of these cases are a little bit newer than I normally would do. Although that one's 20 years old. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm at 30% power. For joining me. God bless you. Thank you for reaching our over 400 goal. Now we're trying to get to 500 by New Year's. Bye, guys. Please subscribe to both channels if you haven't already. And I will see you next time.